Welcome back to Table Talk Reviews. For this video, I'm going to be taking a look at Zombie Dice Horde Edition. Now, because this is a repackaging of a well-known game, let's first take a look at what's included in the box and then get into the rules. Inside the box you have the 13 custom dice included in the original Zombie Dice, the green, red, and yellow. Then you have Zombie Dice 2 Double Feature, which introduces 3 new custom dice. And then you have Zombie Dice 3, the School Bus, which is a giant 12-sided die, and brain and shotgun tokens to keep track of it. You might also notice that the typical container for Zombie Dice is not included. Instead, you have this nice cloth bag with Zombie Dice screen printed on it. And finally, a Zombie Dice score pad. The classic Zombie Dice increase in probability of getting shotguns. Green has the least amount of shotguns, and red has the most, with yellow someplace in between. Players pull 3 dice from the bag, roll them, and they must take any brains or shotgun blast. Here I've taken 2 shotgun blasts and 1 brain. If I get another shotgun blast, I lose all brains I've collected this turn, and my zombie was basically killed. So I might want to stop here, but since I only have 1 brain, I'm going to press forward and take my chances. So you pull 3 more dice, and I got all green this time, so that's good. And I roll those. Look at that. 3 brains. I'll take those 4 brains. I stop, return the dice to the bag, pass it to the next player, and it is their turn. Anytime a player rolls footprints, look at that, all footprints, those must be re-rolled if the player continues. So in this case, when the player decides to go for more brains, they would roll all 3 of these again. This time, they take a brain and a shotgun blast, and they would decide to continue. They would only pull 2 dice and keep the footprint die. So they pull 2 more and re-roll these 3. And I'd probably stop here. 2 shotgun blasts and 3 brains. I'll keep those 3 brains. Players continue taking turns until one player has collected 13 or more brains, triggering the end of the game. After that, all other players get 1 more turn to try and beat that many brains, and whoever has the most brains collected at the end of those turns is the winner. The Santa die included in Zombie Dice 2 has some new die faces with special actions, including the football helmet, which protects your zombie from an additional shotgun blast. So once you hit 4 shotgun blasts, you lose all your brains that you've collected that turn. There's also double brains, which Santa basically gives you a present of 2 brains. And the other special face is the energy drink. So once you've rolled this on your turn, any green die that you roll footprints will immediately be turned into brains. Your zombie got an energy boost, and they were able to catch up to that person running away, and you ate their brains. The Hottie and the Hunk die are basically characters from a cheesy 80s action movie. Now, they mostly have the same faces of standard yellow die, except the Hunk has a double shotgun blast, but he also has double brains available. The special thing about these die are that they'll rescue one another. So if you've rolled brains on the Hunk die, and then you pull the Hottie die and roll a shotgun blast, we'll just pretend I rolled that, and that means this is removed from your collection of brains and you got hit by a shotgun blast. The same works for the Hunk. The Hunk will rescue the Hottie. If you've eaten the Hottie's brain and that's in your collection pile, and you roll a shotgun blast or a double shotgun blast, the hottie is rescued by the hunk, and you lose that brain for that turn. To play with any of the double feature dice, you basically remove dice from the classic game. The Santa Claus dice takes place of a green die, and the hottie and hunk replace yellow dice. To play with the school bus die, players begin their turn as normal, rolling 3 dice from the bag. Then, every time that they draw from the bag, instead of drawing 3 new dice, they can draw 1 less and also roll the school bus die. So in this case, I would draw 2 new dice and roll those with the school bus die. The school bus die has some similar faces to the basic dies: brains, shotgun blasts, doubles, and triples, as well as combinations of brains and shotgun blasts. There's also road signs on here, which have special features. The dead end turns any runners into brains. Basically, your zombie trapped those runners and was able to kill them. The stop sign makes you end your turn and collect any brains you've had so far. The yield sign makes any shotgun blasts that you've rolled that turn into runners. The survivors decide it's not wise to shoot, better to just cut and run. The last special face on this die is the tire tread. This means that your zombie tried to get on the school bus, but instead got run over by the school bus. So you lose 1 brain from your collection, and you can't roll the school bus anymore that turn. Now, because you're rolling this over and over again, likely, if you choose to, you need to keep track of what brains and shotgun blasts you gain from this die. So they've included tokens to keep track of the brains and shotgun blasts that you score. And that's Zombie Dice Horde Edition. If you're curious about my thoughts on playing this game, check out my written review on tabletalkreviews.com. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future.